Hello and welcome to week 4 of the Seagate Gaming Academy, powered by Northern Shield Academy. I am Lemonpuppy, and this week I will be teaching you about ball control. To start off the day, we will be talking about dribbling. Dribbling is often viewed as when the ball is on top of your car, or when you are pushing it on the ground. To be able to dribble the ball is very important, as it will be the basis of several other mechanics you can perform in the game. First off, we will talk about a basic push dribble. This is when the ball is in front of you and you can push it flat on the ground forward. This version of dribbling is the easiest and most common spot to find yourself in, but is also generally the least effective. There's not too many things you can do from this position except hit the ball hard or chip it up. The next basic dribble spot is when the ball is on top of your car. This takes more practice to be able to balance the ball. To practice it most effectively, you will want to keep it on top of your car in free play. Begin by chipping the ball up in free play and work on moving your car underneath the spot where the ball will land. I would suggest using the circle beneath the ball as a guide to tell where it will land. From this position, you can perform any flick, which we will talk about later this week. You can also perform an air dribble, which we will talk about in a later week. Or lastly, you can just carry the ball further on top of your car. The last basic dribbling skill are bounce dribbles. These are often the most versatile spot to have the ball, but also the most difficult. To begin, go in free play and chip the ball up. Then, as the ball is landing and bouncing off the ground, you can hit it by driving into it. This will chip the ball up again, however, will require more precise timing. Try hitting the ball at different angles to bounce dribble it into different directions. Next up, we are talking about bounce clears. These are relatively easy to perform, but arguably one of the most important skills you could possibly have. This skill is used to clear the ball away from defense as hard as you can and give your team time to get boost and transition to offense. This skill is important because generally getting the ball to your opponent's side of the field is the better play because, as you guessed it, it's further away from your net and closer to theirs. The best way to practice this is to go into free play and chip the ball as hard as you can against the wall and continually hit the ball as soon as it bounces off the ground for maximum power. Now, we are going to talk about first touches and how to practice it. Having a good first touch will be a good indicator of whether you can make a play happen or not. To have a good first touch, you will want to make it in a spot where you can quickly touch it again in any direction you want. To practice this, you can go in free play and hit the ball hard off a wall and attempt to catch it on your car. Next up, we have passing the ball. When passing the ball, there are a few points that I would like to cover, but it ultimately comes down to when you decide to pass or when you decide not to. It is best to pass to a teammate when they have open space in the field or when an opponent cannot reach the ball before them. This is to limit the chances of your pass getting intercepted. You can pass at any spot in the field, whether it's on offense, the midfield, or on defense. Up next is shooting, which there is almost an infinite way of doing. There are 3 main factors to take into consideration while shooting. Those are the power you can hit the ball at, the spot you are aiming at, and lastly how far away from the net you are. To get the most power on the ball, you will want to hit it with the corner of your car, and you will also want to flip into it as well. One of the common mistakes people make is to flip into the ball too early or too late. This generally causes you to not hit the ball with the corner of your car and get a weak touch. You will also want to make sure you pick a good spot in the net to shoot the ball at. When deciding this, you will want to know where the defenders are in the net. If your opponents are on the ground, it is generally best to aim for the top of the goal. You will also want to shoot behind them or directly above them. These are the best spots to shoot because it is more often than not the hardest place for the defenders to reach. However, if your opponents are on the backboard, you will generally want to shoot it low and slow. Lastly, we have the advanced skill for this session, which is flicking. There are several types of flicks, and more being invented regularly. However, there are a few that are very successful and also relatively easy to pull off that I will share with you today. To begin, we will talk about what is the easiest flick, the front flip. Using your newly gained dribbling skills from today's lesson, you will have the front flip flick down in no time. To begin, get the ball on your car, similar to how you did during the ball carry dribble. Then you will want the ball on the forward end of your car, but not all the way forward. As a general rule of thumb, the further forward the ball is on your car, the faster it will go. The further back it is, the higher it will go. So finding the sweet spot for each situation will take a little bit of practice, but you will get it after spending some time on it. Now that the ball is on the forward end of your car, you will want to do a front flip into the ball. It's a very simple trick, but also very effective when you need extra power fast. The next flick will be the side flip flick. This flick is very versatile and can be useful in almost every flicking situation. Not only does it get a large amount of power on it, but it also allows you to recover very quickly and follow up your touch. To begin, get the ball on the top of your car just as before. Then you will want to move it to either the front left or front right of your car. As the ball gets there, you will want to jump, turn your car to the opposite side of the ball slightly, then do a side flip towards the ball. The last flick we will learn today is the 45-degree angle flick. This flick creates the most power out of the ones I talked about today and is also very quick to execute. To begin, get the ball on top of your car just as you have done before. Then you will want to bring the ball to the front left or front right of your car, this time as well. As it gets to the front end of your car, you should perform a jump and turn your car anywhere from 30 to 90 degrees in the opposite direction of the ball. Once you do this, you'll want to diagonally backflip to the opposite side that you turned. The 45-degree flick is normally used to shoot the ball as hard as you can to the upper parts of the net. That will be all for this week of the Seagate Gaming Academy, and I'll see you guys next week.
Hi everyone, it's Seagate again. Welcome to week 4. When it comes to PCIe Gen 4 SSD, our SSDs are backwards compatible, but why waste performance speed? We recommend pairing it with the MSI B550 motherboards that has the Gen 4 Lightning M.2 slots that can get up to 64 gigabytes per second. Wow, that's fast. We'll see you next week.